With locals opening up again, I'm hitting the reset button and starting all over again. With a weekly budget of just $40, I'm challenging myself to create the best possible deck with the hopes of reaching as high as we can in the competitive scene. However, I wanted to challenge myself and do this strictly with sealed products, promos, and prizes. This means I can't buy or trade for singles. We leave it all up to the luck of the draw. Thank you for joining me on this journey. You're watching Final Fantasy TCG New Game Plus. Welcome to the first episode of Final Fantasy TCG New Game Plus. I'm your host, TCGTacos, and I'd like to start off by telling you a bit about myself in this series. If you accidentally stumble onto this video looking for other FF related stuff, yes, there is a card game for Final Fantasy and I heavily suggest you try it out. I'm a huge fan of the Final Fantasy series. First game I ever played was Final Fantasy Tactics, and ever since then I've been playing the majority of them up to date. I've also been playing card games for about 20 years, and I just started playing Final Fantasy TCG around the time of Opus 6. Ever since then I've been hooked and I can't get enough of it. By our local players, I'm mostly known as an ice player, so this is going to be brand new territory for me, not being able to rip up some cards out of hands. I decided to do this kind of challenge mainly just for fun, since our locals is just getting back into it. Not many of us have experience with Opus 11, which at the time of this video, it's the newest set that we have available. And this is also a learning experience. I've never been much for making my own deck creations. I've usually just relied on taking what's been tested and going with it. I just, miss that feeling when first starting out, how excited I was to learn new things, and that's kind of what I hope to achieve here. So anyways, without any further ado, let's begin our first deck. Alright, so for this series, I decided to go with a fan favorite. I went with Final Fantasy VII. We ended up buying 2 decks for this week, both totaling out to $40. So we have the 2019 Ff7 Starter Deck, Wind and Earth. It's had pretty nice cards in here. We're primarily going to be going Earth Fire, so we're really just going to be using the Earth cards in this set. We'll just open this if we figure out how to. There we go. Alright, so we have 3 Tifas, 3 Clouds, 3 Barretts, 2 Vincent, 2 row members. I think a row commander just snuck behind there, so there's actually 2 row commanders. 2 evokers, 2 more row members, 2 geomancers, 2 Marlene, and 2 titans. 3 Yufis, 3 red 13s, 3 Godos, 2 Chocobos, another 2 Chocobos, 2 Sid Highwinds, 2 Aeriths, 2 Evokers, 2 White Mages, 2 Chocomox, and 2 Alexanders. And so this is a 2-player starter set. We're really just going to be using the Cloud side, which has Earth Fire. Sephiroth side, not so much, but we'll show it off anyways. Got it on the first try. Alright, so 3 Clouds, 3 Vincents, another 3 Vincents with EX, 2 Wedge, 3 Jessies, 2 Miners, 2 Marlenes, 3 more Titans, 3 Barretts, 3 Red 13s, 3 Tifas, 3 Zacks, 3 Soldier 3rd Class, 3 Red Mages, 2 Black Mages, 3 Sages, 3 Phoenix, and 3 Aerith. And now for the Sephiroth deck. Three Sephiroth, 3 Azul, 3 Angeled Penance, 2 Red Mage, 2 Restrictors, 2 Renos, 2 Reeves, 3 Ramus, 3 Don Corneo, 3 Katesip, 3 DGS Trooper First Class, 3 Deep Ground Soldiers, another 3 Deep Ground Soldiers, 3 Sephiroth, 3 Black Mages, 3 Black Mages, 3 Shivas, and 3 Kadash. Alright, and with that, we're going to start deck building. Seeing some of our deck choices here. Starting with 5 CP Barret. You can look at the top 4 cards whenever this card attacks, or off the EX burst, and you get to take an FF7 character and add it to your hand. This is great, just for value. Then we have the 3 CP Barret. This is basically just some removal until we get some better cards. We have 2 Zacks here. The 2000 damage adds up, especially if you're playing any fire forwards as well. And him coming into play, he pings for 4000. We have a 3 Kadash. The card is just really good in this format right now, considering all the Ritz Marsh decks, and it's just really hard to deal with. We have 2 Red 13s. It's just another hasty forward. We have 4 Tifas with the removal with her special. Also costs 2 less if you have a Cloud in play. We have 3 CP Cloud, just 1 of. The first part of the effect is pretty hard to do. You need 7 forwards on the field, and you can break something. And then also your forwards, your FF7 forwards, whenever they block, they get 1000 more attack. We have the 3 cost Vincent. It's a bit slow, but it's good as a damage trick, I suppose. If you have extra Vincents, we're playing 6 Vincents in this deck. And then if you somehow manage to have this guy alive when you get 5 damage, the special gets pretty nutty. It stacks, and it doesn't end at the end of the turn. We have the 5-drop Vincents. EX, it's just a filler for now, just to thin the deck. The 2 CP Tifas, also filler, haste, also a Phoenix target. We have 3 of the pod clouds. Basically all Ff7 characters in this deck can upgrade to 1 CP higher. The 2 Phoenix for the Cloud and the Tifas. We have 3 Titans as removal. Also good as an EX burst. We have 3 Marlenes. Gets you back pretty much any character from your break zone. Well, specifically Barret, Cloud, Tifa, and Aerith, but we're not running Aerith in this build. We have 2 Miners to get back any backups, and you can also pop it to get a forward back from your break zone. We have the 3 Jessies just to reduce the cost of Clouds and Barrets. 1 Wedge to search out any of the Barrets. 3 Red Mages. It's just filler, but it also helps to make a forward not be able to block. 2 Black Mages, also filler. Does 4,000 damage, and then we have the 3 Sages to give any of our forwards haste. Preferably the Barret, just so we can get value off of it as soon as it comes into play. Alright, so in our first round we end up playing Josh. He's playing ninjas today. We end up losing the die roll, and we pick up our first 5. Taking a look at our hand doesn't look too good, so we end up shipping it to the bottom, and we draw another 5. Josh chooses to start things by pitching 2 cards for Mina. Searches for Edge, and with that, he passes his turn. Pick up 2 cards. Taking a look on our hand. Choose to discard the Vincent to play Jesse. And then we discard Barret to play Black Mage, and we pass our turn from there. Josh opts to play Edge. Uses 1 CP, plays another Ninja, getting him a token on the Edge, and passes his turn. We use 1 CP to play Cloud, and then we discard another Cloud to place Tifa discounted at 2, and our turn. Josh untaps, picks up 2 new cards, and his deck begins to go off like the thing goes and the boom. Josh pings our Tifa, and then plays another Ninja, destroying the Tifa. Pings the Cloud, plays another Ninja, killing the Cloud, and gets another counter, swings in for a point of damage, and then swings in with the Ninja for another point of damage. From there he passes his turn, untap, draw another 2 cards, discard 1, pay 2 for Barret, and pass turn. So at this point we really have no way to deal with the Edge, so pretty much he's just gonna run away with the game. He hits the Barret with a Diabolos, untapping his back row. Josh attacks with Edge, putting us down to 3. Again with the Ninja, we're now at 4. Plays Sukinoa, untapping everything pretty much because he has all ninjas. Gets another counter, and from there he passes. Untap, draw 2. Things look pretty hopeless for us at this point. We untap 1 for Cloud, we discard our last 2 for the Kadaj. We just choose to pick two summons, remove them from the game, and then we just pass from there. Josh pays 3 CP, ends up playing Janai, pinging Arkadash for 4,000, getting himself another counter. He plays another Ninja, dealing the remaining 5, breaking the Kadash. double pings our cloud, so our board is clear. Swings out with edge, putting us at 5, 6 with Tsukinowo, and the last point of damage with the ninja, ending the game. Off to round 2. Alright, so for round 2 we ended up making a mistake, so we didn't actually record the footage, but it could all be basically summarized just by this.
Literally spanked me with one backup, and that's it, and Kadai.
So basically, I open up our first hand, mulligan the hand, and we open up another hand with absolutely no backups. So we start the game with a 2 CP Cloud, and we drop another Tifa for our first turn. Just for some early game aggression, our opponent, Spire, he's playing Rampier. So it does help to get the early damage since they need to set up in order to get out their big plays. But he ends up dropping a Scale Toad on his second turn. So I believe on the following turn we play the Marlene, and then we follow up with a Kadaj. And from there we're pretty much just playing off the top. A couple of well-placed EXs and some removal spells basically got us there with just Kadaj and one back row. Round 3! Alright, so in this round we're playing against Gio, and he's playing Fire Earth with Marsh Ritz. So we win the die roll, we end up going first, we keep our hand, and Gio keeps his hand as well. Draw for turn. Start things off by discarding Cloud for Jesse, and pass the turn. Gio discards 2 for Mont Blanc. Gets himself on March. We pass the turn. We draw for turn. Discarding 2. For Barrett, and pass turn. Discards Verminfilia. Getting back Tyro and Lilty. Plays a Lilty. And basically just goes through his deck till he finds a Ritz. Pass his turn. Swing with the Barrett, filling the top 4. And we get ourselves the Pot Cloud. Damage nail. We just play the Pod Cloud, and then we think about it for a bit. We have Tifa and Zac in hand, so we just pass here. Plays the Marsh, gets the Ritz. Ritz swings, haste, untaps, take a point of damage. Plays a Tyro. Searches for Braska's Final Leon. Passes his turn back to us. This is great. So we're able to set up the Zac play. So Zac will trigger twice. And ping the Ritz twice, dealing 4,000. Then we'll discard 1 for reduced cost Tifa, triggering Zac again, dealing another 2k. Is at 6. Pop the Pod Cloud. Cloud comes into play. Target March to break. Zac triggers, dealing 2k to Ritz. That would also send to break zone. This we swing out with the Barret, revealing top 4. There's another Barret and a Jesse, so we take the Barret, ship the rest of the bottom. Damage hits a Tyro. Chooses to go for Marsh at first, but then he ends up changing his mind for Terra, and puts the Marsh back into the deck. With that, we end our turn. Geo sends to discard. Pay 7. Slams the Braska's final Aeon. And he passes there. Draw for turn. Swing out with the Barret. Top 4. Choose to go with the Tifa. Checking to see if he'll block. Doesn't, takes the damage. Attack with the Tifa. Chooses to block with the Braska's final Aeon. Discard 2 for Phoenix, targeting Tifa in our graveyard. Jir responds, playing Belias, giving him 1k more. First strike, haste, and draw a card. Tifa comes into play, triggering the Zac. At this point we both forget that it triggers twice because she's a fire forward, so he only ends up killing 1. This probably would have affected the game only by 1 more round for each of us. So the Tifa deals a point of damage and the Cloud does another point of damage. And we pass. Plays a Porum. Discards another card. Plays the Kadaj. Removing 2 cards from our break zone. Chooses to go with Zac and Pod Cloud. But that he ends his turn. Draw for turn. And we choose to play our own Kadaj, dulling his Kadaj. I swing out with a Tifa first. Chooses to block with the Porum. Searches his break zone. Adds an effort back to his hand. We swing with the Barret, triggering top 4. We take the Barret, add it to our hand, ship the rest of the bottom. Damage. And Cloud swings for game. And we'll move on to round 4. At the beginning of round 4, we're paired up with the one, the only Manderville man, Andy Carmona himself. But he was generous enough to concede, so we end the round, we end the day 3-1, and we split top 4.
Opening prize packs, 9 packs today. Foil Titus Friend? Is that good? I don't know.
Depends on the deck, I guess.
That's right, yeah, we're not using that, so.
Good sir, I will take all of your purple cards. I have 15
Any of these we're using? Oh, I think I need that.
Yep. Good Kado.
Oh, it's another elf.
Yep. That's John's favorite card right there. I'm gonna pray for you, bro, for the in the religion of your choice, dog.
I honestly, I don't even know what I'm looking for, to be honest.
What color is the deck you're making?
It's Earthfire.
Okay.
Trying to be the role.
Well, Kate Sith was a good pull.
Yeah.
All right, here it is. Here it is, I believe. Oh,
You know, I don't have any of this.
actually, it seems fine, man.
I'm not even mad though. That's nice.
Well, there you have it, friends.
So after going 3-1 today, could honestly say that we did a lot better than I expected. I didn't really think I'd pick up a win today. So that's really good. Things can only get better from here. Plan on picking up for next week the Ff7 starter that first came out when the game came out, and also picking up Wraith vs. Knights. There's a lot of good staples in there that our deck could definitely use. So that's something to look forward to. And I just kind of like to give this time to thank all the people at my locals who supported me on this project. My girlfriend as well, helping me out with the kids while I tried to do this. Also got some help from them with the filming. I know the quality of this could be a lot better. I'm still working on it, so I promise that later on things will be a lot better once I figure out how to work out this programming. I'd also like to thank TCG Titans. They really hooked me up with the product for this week, and they'll probably be helping me out as well with the other products that are to come. You know, the big part about coming back to locals, it's great seeing everybody's faces again, and it's really what keeps the game so enjoyable. Like after all the games are done and stuff, we all just goof off and have a few laughs, and it's really great after this situation that we're able to come together and just have fun again. It's really excited and really look forward to seeing them again. Kind of like a family, and it's great. Like, we really want to expand that, so I really hope that not only just people who already play the game, but I'm really hoping that new players also watch this and they can learn from it. It's kind of like the same starting point. So with that all said and done, thank you again for joining me on the very first episode of this series, and I look forward to all of you joining us again next time on Final Fantasy TCG New Game Plus.